My man Al in Tampa. What's going on, brother?
Not much. Getting ready for the European vacation.
That's a good thing. I like that.
Yeah, you should actually go over there. It's pretty nice because the stock market really doesn't start till like 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. You could have your whole afternoon and part of the day off, and wake up and then just trade at night.
Yeah, that's. I'm a morning person though, actually. So it's kind of by the nighttime I want to be grooving.
Yeah, I want to look at a couple stocks. The first one's Lumber Liquidators.
Okay. So let's take a look at. You got Lumber Liquidators. The high for the year is 41. The low's 19. You're trading $21. Okay, so what are we doing?
Well, I went ahead and I got out a little bit ago, but I made some money. I made it. I bought it for like $19.70 and got out at like 21.50.
Nice.
And I'm looking for a little bit of a pullback and maybe expecting to go higher. I didn't get the volume last Friday. Did it break the point or not?
Well, it hasn't tested that high volume swing low yet. Well, I guess it has. No, yeah, it actually did. But let's see. 6.2 million. Yeah, that's still too much volume. Okay, so it tested the high volume low of 7.1 with 6.2. You know, you want to see the test out there like with 4 million versus 7 or something.
Yeah, you understand that. Usually 3/4.
Yeah.
Of the volume.
So, and then what you have here is that then you popped, and you can see you popped up with like 700,000, 800,000, 900,000. That's saying that thing's not done going down yet. But you made money.
Okay,
that's all that really matters.
Yeah, I made some money, and I also made some money on AMD. I'm wondering what's going to happen with AMD.
So AMD.
I got that in the nines. I think it was 975.
Yeah, that was an ABC up, right? That was an ABC up, I think. Well, let's see. No, it wasn't an ABC up. It retraced too much. But that had a big sign of strength on the 26th. Well, and you're out of AMD also, right?
No, I'm actually I'm expecting it to go to like 1270.
Okay.
But I've got a close stop on it. I've got it within. I got a trailing stop at 50 cents.
Okay, that's good. You know, AMD is running out of strength here. I mean, you know, this is a $9 to $12.50 is not bad.
Well, you got that gap too. I wanted to ask you about gaps too. You've got that gap at like 10.50.
That's right. That'll get filled. And 10.09 actually.
Yeah, I'm wondering about gaps. A lot of gaps happen in after hours. You'll see the buying come in. Do you count those when it gaps up, when it goes up? The gap happens in after hours and then opens up from there. Is that a true gap?
No.
Or is it a...
No. So that's a great question. Okay, so the question is that you look for a gap before the market opens or after the market closes, and I don't use them. When the market opens, right, then those gaps, and those are the only gaps, like intraday, folks, you can take a look at your platform, whatever platform, you know, and you can see what they're doing overnight, intraday, and all that, and you'll see it. But the ones that you want to pay attention to are when the market's open, because that's when the most amount of trading is taking place. And something to always remember.
Lower volume in that. What do you do?
Well, we want to remember this first about gaps.
Up on real low volume, and then it'll pull back, but it doesn't actually close the gap.
The gaps. When you have, let's picture this.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. So let's talk about gaps. When you have a gap down in the marketplace, right? Those gaps never have to get filled. And I could show you hundreds of them that never have got filled because the stocks go out of business. Now, what ends up happening is that a gap up, okay, bottom line, most times will get filled, and sometimes they take a couple of years, but when you get a larger correction, you want to be really paying attention to where your gaps are, because when the market turns, they like to head for those gaps on the way down. And
I was like Lumber Liquidators. I got caught back giving 50% of that because I didn't pay attention to the gap. You remember that huge gap? I made like $10, and
Yes.
one day on 3,000 shares, I was $30,000 up.
Right,
I ended up giving about 12 or 15 of it back.
right,
But
right.
because it was close to, all the news was good, and you know what I'm saying, and I was expecting it to go back up, and when they hadn't filled the gap, they were lying about the news.
You know what the cool
pay attention to it.
the cool thing there, Al, is that yesterday's gone and that is gone, which is really cool, because I suspect when that happens a couple times to you, you will not get in equities that have large gaps, particularly when they're like close within a month or 2 months. If you're getting in a stock, folks, that has a large gap, and let's say it's only 30, 60 days ago, it's very dangerous. It's just, you can...
Well, I made the money in the gap, so I kept on being too loyal to it instead of watching what it was. It pulled back, and then I got caught. And
Right.
I won't have. You said to watch it. I made it the first time when I hadn't gapped up to 30 from 20 something and from 22, and then I got out of it when they did the correction. The second time when I made the extra money, I didn't pay attention. But I got out and I still made good money.
Good.
But I gave too much of it back.
It's life in the city, man.
But it happens.
Yeah,
You
it
learn.
happens. Totally.
It was like funny money, but it was real money.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
real
their money
money.
that I was
That's
playing
right.
with, so.
That's right, man.
But I'm learning. I haven't had many of those happen. You know what I'm saying? I've had to work every day, and I've made some good money some weeks and that, and kept my losses small. But when you get the huge gain and stuff like that, I was going to take the money off the table, and I should have. And I was going to pay half my mortgage off that I owed, so I ended up taking this vacation instead.
Well,
So,
that's all right.
I was wondering about those gaps. You know, I know gap downs won't be filled, but gap ups will come back on, especially if the market's in turmoil. I was just concerned. I'd never heard about the after hours and that. How did you rate those? So
Yeah.
I know how to look at those now, because I don't think it's in any of your books that I've read.
No.
It's never talked about.
Yeah, it isn't. It isn't.
So maybe in the future, that you might have a little chapter on that, and I'll remember it.
That's a beautiful thing. Cooking, brother.
Thank you very much, Tom, for your help.
Have a great one, man. Have a safe one.